Hello all and welcome to Paper and Moose. It is Who Are You Day, a video to get to know Paper and Moose more, what the channel is about, what I'm about, and where the heck did the name Paper and Moose come from. First, I would like to say thank you to all of you who have watched from the very beginning or from the early stages. It is so much appreciated. And for those that are new to the channel, I'm so glad that you found Paper and Moose, and I do hope that you enjoy the videos very much. Your watching and your subscribing to the channel is so much appreciated. One of the main questions that I've been receiving, and it's, a reasonable question, is what the heck is Paper and Moose, or where did you come up with that name? And that name has a simple story, but I somehow make it a long, complicated one. So here it goes. When I was first thinking of starting YouTube, I knew that I needed a name that was interesting, kind of quirky, and catchy. And most of all, a name that people could spell and a name that people could say. Prior to Paper and Moose, I had operated under a different name, and one of the words, people didn't even know what it was. They didn't know how to spell it, they didn't know how to pronounce it. So using that for a YouTube channel was not going to be conducive. So I was trying to think of what I could use. I love paper, I love ephemera. That word is hard for people to pronounce and spell, so I couldn't use ephemera. So I wanted to go with paper, but I needed something else. Along my journey to auctions, I purchased a box lot of mixed paper, ephemera, and among that box lot were Victorian die cuts. In my introduction, you will see a woman dressed in a nice Victorian-ish ball gown dress, I guess you could say, or a day dress, and she is leading an animal dressed in a suit. I thought that this animal was a moose. I've come to learn that it's not. It is a certain type of deer, I believe. But anyway, it's a moose. We're just gonna go with it's a moose. So I love that image. I love the colors. I'm not advocating animal abuse or animal cruelty. I've gotten many people stating that they are appalled because the woman is leading the man by a rope. The Victorians were very big into anthropomorphic features. So anthropomorphic, they would take an inanimate object, a spoon or a fork, or an animal, and give it human-like characteristics. So that's where you see a lot of these salt and pepper shakers with arms and legs and the funny faces, or you see an animal dressed in a man's suit walking with a woman. So I really love that image, and I wanted to be able to use that. And I thought paper and, well, I thought the creature was a moose, so Paper and Moose. And fortunately, the P-A-M for Paper and Moose spells Pam. So often people will refer to me as Pam as well, which is completely okay. So that is where Paper and Moose comes from. And that is where my little introduction with the woman leading the moose down the path comes from. I envision that they are, walking out into the forest for a nice leisurely stroll. He's wearing a suit. He's on a rope because he's an animal and she doesn't want him to run away. There's no cruelty going on there. Just stating that. So there's that question. It's kind of 2 in 1. What is Paper and Moose, and what is your intro about? So there you go. Being the curator of this channel, that's what I like to call myself. I do enjoy paper or ephemera. That is my first love of all vintage and antique items. When I was young, in my early teens, that is when I started collecting photographs. I first used to collect just photographs of little children and babies. And then that kind of expanded to any photograph that I found interesting. I love the clothing, I love the hairstyles, I love the settings and the scenery, and just the simple fact that, these people were some people. Some photographs have names attached on the back, others, we have no idea who they are strangers, but they are moments and memories trapped in time, and that is what I love and why I collect photographs. I also love bits and babbles of pieces of paper, from letters to Victorian die cuts to even simple notes. Paper is, it's something that wasn't supposed to be saved. It's ephemeral. It's not supposed to last. It's gone in an instant. But paper has lasted, and I love paper. In the world of technology today, we don't really do a lot of things by paper anymore. Everything is digital. So I often wonder what will happen to our photographs that we take now, because everything is stored on your phone. In 50, 60 years at the flea market, will there still be photographs? Will there be photographs from this time period that people sift through and purchase and look for interesting images? I'm not sure. So what do I do on my channel? I bring history to life via the paper. I have history behind the paper episodes. If you have not seen them, be sure to check them out. They are some of my favorite episodes that I have made. I love doing historical research, so I try and do as much research as I can about the topic, whether it is a photo album or a person or just a piece of paper that I came across and I wanted to tell the story. So I love doing historical research and bringing that to all of you. I also love going to auctions, flea markets, estate sales, yard sales. I have a love-hate relationship with, and rummage sales. I also love to go out and find trash that people have put out for garbage day and turn it into treasure, such as the lovely frock that I'm wearing. I pulled this out of a garbage bag, cleaned it up, and I think it is rather lovely. It is amazing what people throw out in the trash, and I try to either save it so that I can take it to the flea market to sell it for others to enjoy, research it if it's pretty interesting, or I like to keep items for myself, such as vintage clothing that I can fit, because they are wonderful pieces and they deserve to be saved and worn again. When I do go picking, I like to focus on ephemera and paper and also just interesting items. I also love vintage holiday, vintage Christmas, Halloween. I have a small collection of the ceramic Christmas trees that I absolutely love, as many other people do as well. It brings back a fond memory of my childhood and going to my grandparents' and my aunts and uncles' homes, because they all had some. They had some pretty nice ones, including like the 3 or 4 tier tree that is very desirable today. So I like to focus on finding that. I'm not much of a scanning barcode person. I'm not going to tell you what brands of shirts to look for. I'm not going to let you know what is the hot brand of shoes to purchase now to resell, or what video games are popular now. I can't tell you any of that. I love more so vintage. I love the thrill of being challenged to figure out what this thing is that you found at the bottom of a box at the flea market. That is what I love. I sell online on Etsy, and then I also sell at the flea market. I like to sell things that I enjoy, because reselling is not my full-time job. I do have a full-time job. I am a records manager for a corporation. I handle all of their older documents so that when there is a question about something, I can find a piece of paper from 1984 that answers their question. So that is my full-time job. I do YouTube and reselling as 2 part-time jobs. So I guess I have 2 full-time jobs. So when I am taking photographs, listing, and researching, I want it to be something that I enjoy, because in your spare time or all the other hours when you're not doing work, you want to be doing something that you enjoy. So I don't want to be listing Nike sneakers. I want to be listing old postcards and old photographs. I would love eventually to make YouTube and reselling my full-time job. I do love making videos about the things that I find and about the history behind those things. I think it is a lot of fun, and I love being able to share it with everyone. I also love digging through a trash bag and seeing what I can salvage from the trash, and just showing what is out there that could have went to the landfill that now has been saved. So I'm hoping, as I keep progressing in the YouTube world, that I will be able to turn YouTube and reselling into my full-time career, because I think it would be a pretty fun life to wake up on a Tuesday, go to an auction, and then wake up a couple days later on a Thursday and get in line for a rummage sale, and Saturday and Sunday hit up the flea market and find some amazing things to research and resell and to show you all, because everyone loves to see, you know, what a rummage sale is like in a different state. I am in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, and unfortunately my area, because of what is going on right now in the world, we still have not been allowed to reopen flea markets, yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and things like that. So my videos right now have been focusing on some pretty great garbage bag hauls that I've come across. If you have not seen those, be sure to check those out. I've probably come across over 20 garbage bags by now of things such as this, filled with some great vintage treasures that I've been managed to save. I'm really thankful for those garbage bags because they have provided some great content for this time period, since I cannot go out to the thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, which I dearly miss. Who doesn't love going through an attic and a basement and seeing what people have saved through the years and what brought them joy, and that can bring others joy as well. I am on Instagram on Paper and Moose. If you just look for that, you will find me. I post pictures, photographs, and just other things that I come across in my daily life or as I'm going through my boxes from the flea market that I think are interesting. I like the artsy side of the vintage. So check that out if you have time, and you can follow me on there and see what I'm up to. Some other things about myself. I love Yellowstone National Park. I love the state of Wyoming. Shout out to Cody, Wyoming. Hopefully I will see you again soon. Cute little town. I love it there. I also love going to Disney World. That is one of my other favorite places. Yellowstone would be my most favorite place on this globe. I have been to Europe a couple times. I do love Germany. I've been to Hawaii. I would love to travel around the United States, going to all sorts of flea markets and auctions and estate sales and just seeing what is out there. I'm a big tea drinker. I love tea. I have it multiple times a day. It's just a nice cozy drink that I've enjoyed for many, many years. What else about me? I collect photographs, local history items. I do love, especially my local high school football team. It is the Phillipsburg State Liners. So whenever I come across some local items at estate sales, I try to purchase them and add them to my collection. I also love bottle brush trees. Who doesn't? And just little things in my decor to add some vintage goodness, as I like to call it. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a Q&A video. I thought with all of the new subscribers and new people that have come along to the channel, I wanted to give some information about myself, as there have been many common questions. So now you know about Paper and Moose, you know about me. Be sure to check out my other videos if you have not, and you can catch up on all of the garbage bags. If you have a hankering to go out to estate sales and, like me, your town and your county are not allowing estate sales yet, then be sure to check out those. Sometimes it is just great going into a stranger's home and appreciating, you know, the wallpaper or the really cool retro kitchen or their cozy little attic. I find that almost as thrilling as finding the treasures that they have had stored away for years. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy this. I will have a history behind the paper episode coming up, focusing on a single postcard and the story that it tells. Some more garbage bag reveals, because we all love to dig in a trash bag and see what treasures we can find. And then who knows what else. You never know what I'm going to come up with at this channel. And that is a part of the fun at Paper and Moose. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and then I will see you all in the next video.